Good afternoon, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B. Before I begin, I want to apologize if there's background noise. I was starting my video and music started playing from a neighbor's house, and my immediate response was to get aggravated. And then I realized this is yet another opportunity for healing. And it ties very much in with what I wanted to talk about today, the energies that I'm picking up on the collective, which is a lot of aggravation, a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and a lot of hatred. Now, hatred specifically is emotion that most people find exceptionally distasteful, and we don't want to sit in that. Before I get into talking about hatred, I want to explain what is happening. We are being slammed daily at this point in time with continual solar flares coming in. Every single day there has been solar storms and solar flares. And what that means is light, more and more light is coming down into the earth. And with the light, it's penetrating deeper and deeper and deeper into the shadow. And that means your shadow, all of our shadows. So all that stuff that we repress down and don't want to look at or pretend that's not there, our shadow side of self, those immediate responses of aggravation when you're doing a video and all of a sudden there's bass beat playing from a neighbor's and you're like, that's shadow coming up to say, hello, you need to pay attention to me. And so while we are being tested by this light penetrating into our shadows, a number of things might be presenting. Certain coping strategies may rear its ugly head again. Those need for a drink, that need for a cigarette, that need to sit down and go through a box of donuts. So if you find yourself craving certain foods, even I did last night, I have to say, I was, I cheated, and I very rarely eat fast food, but I was like, I need French fries. I'm craving French fries. And so I succumbed to it myself. It's not something I do every single day. It's not even something I do every month. It would be kind of a 4 times a year treat. So I was letting myself off the hook and saying, you know what? There has been so much going on. I'm just going to let myself eat these French fries. So, which is not giving you the green light to open a bottle of Jack Daniels and, it's not. I recognized, this shadow is coming up for attention. And so I gave it a small bit of attention, but I didn't overindulge. So you may find yourself being tested with old coping strategies. You may find yourself being tested with different thinking and thought patterns that you're like, geez, I thought I dealt with this one already. When it's coming back up again? What? No. Or you may find yourself right now sitting in the energy of hate. So I want to talk about hate and disgust as 2 emotions that are very, I hate my hate. Do you hate your hate? Hate and disgust, just like every other single emotion on the spectrum, on that vibrational frequency ladder that we're climbing, this spiral, has a place. The problem is we're told it doesn't. And so I want to talk about that place of where hatred fits, and I also want to talk about why it has been disabled. And I want to also talk about what you can do about it if you find yourself sitting in saying, I hate them, I hate this, I hate that, I hate me. When we are children, we are closer to our natural way of being, this human avatar. And when things happen to us, that are distasteful situations. If you've been abused or suffered any of the big T or little t traumas, your natural response, your animalistic response, is to respond with disgust. I don't like that. I don't want that. That's terrible. Don't do that. Just like an animal, if an animal defecates in a certain place, that's disgusting. And they go over there, they go, oh, that's gross. So they're not going to nest in their feces. Nobody's going to nest there. That's the elimination place. So if you're having a shitty situation that's coming in, your desire is to get away from it. And that's what it's for. It's the signal of get the fuck away from here. You don't belong here. This isn't the place to call home. This isn't a place to like lie down and read yourself bedtime stories in a shitty situation. But when we're kids, we can't escape. There is no escape plan. So you are stuck in that shitty situation. So you learn to tolerate that shitty situation because your very survival depends on it. And what happens then is we get ourselves into habitual trauma response of grinning and bearing it, of sucking it down, literally sucking it down. So that's why I mentioned the foods. What foods are you consuming at the present moment in time to push a distasteful situation down, instead of allowing that distasteful situation to be fully felt, in which case you're like, I need to get away from this. This is the impulse. This is the message. Get away from the shit. So if you've been raised as a child that says you have to stay in the shit and you have to tolerate the shit, then that whole natural impulse of disgust, the emotion of disgust, internalizes into a hate. And when you carry the energy of hate in you, there's only two ways that it can come out, because they ultimately will come out. One is through the internalization of hate and becoming self-hating, self-loathing, repulsed by your very existence. Hello, I chose that path. Or to be hateful onto others, the narcissistic avenue, in which I'm going to do whatever I want to get whatever I want because I hate everybody. Because ultimately, I still hate myself, because I'm in a situation where I've learned that hate is a mandatory. There is no escape. Hate means escape. But unfortunately, we live in a culture that generationally, culturally, societally, we take this hate and we push it upon others, and then we have wars. That's how bad it gets. Instead of getting away from a situation, we push through a situation and say, I'm going to get back at you for what you did to me, and I'm going to this and that. And that is a manifestation of a toxic, exceptionally toxic, dangerous, deathly expression of hate, expression of disgust, to the nth degree, where I'm going to take this hatred, this feeling that's inside of me, and I'm going to project it onto others. Which is narcissism at its like worst degree, and we almost as a culture look at it as, that's it's just something that happens in society, is war. Well, no, not if we learn to transmute our trauma, not if we learn to heal, and not if we learn to like do the internal work. Then we're not going to need to show up and hate those that have done hateful acts. Now listen, there's nobody on this planet more than me that understands what it is to feel hate. hatred of what was done to me. And I've had horrific experiences in my life. If you've been watching and following my videos, you know, I could easily hate the Children's Aid Society for taking me away from my parents. I could hate my birth parents for giving me up for adoption. I could hate my birth mother hate my adoptive mother for all the abuses that she gave me. I could hate. And I know that feeling, and I know that sense. I could hate my rapists. I could hate my ex-husband. But I don't hate them. I hate what they did. And that hate is justifiable. That hate is reasonable. And that hate is necessary. Righteous hatred is necessary to learn to get the fuck away. To say, I'm not going to tolerate these types of behaviors. I'm not going to tolerate this type of abuse anymore. So if you're sitting in the energy currently, right here, right now, of hatred, I hate myself for what I did. I hate them for what they did. Then sit down today in meditation, placing your hands on your heart, and try to fully love and accept that part of you that hates. Just be with it and repeat the mantra, I fully and completely love this part of me that hates. I fully and completely love this part of me that hates. I fully and completely love this part of me that hates. This part of me that hates is telling me when I should leave. This part of me that hates is telling me when I should erect healthy boundaries. This part of me that hates is showing me my value, my worth, my deservability. This part of me that hates is a natural part of being human that I need to sit with, show compassion to, and disable a faulty mechanism which says I'm going to push this down and instead tolerate and instead internalize through an inner critic that's insulting you. I shouldn't hate. You shouldn't do this. You're a bad person. You're nasty. You've made so many mistakes. You're a fuck. Oh, well, if the voice in your head is talking to you in hateful language and hateful ways, that is also something we need to transmute and say to that voice, I fully love and accept that you are trying to protect me, but this type of language is no longer acceptable. You may no longer call me names. You may no longer put me down. You may no longer insult and criticize and judge. You may no longer. That is the lesson that we're supposed to be learning in this energy that's coming in to show us this disgust and hateful energy. So that we stand up for ourselves, within ourselves, and when we do that, when we no longer tolerate the voice in our own head with hateful words towards ourselves, we'll no longer tolerate it from others either. And so you let them sit in their own energy. You give yourself a wide berth. You give yourself safety, because safety is absolutely paramount. And that too is a lesson that hate gives us. It says, you're not safe here. You're not safe here physically. You're not safe here emotionally. And you're not safe here mentally. Therefore, you're not safe here spiritually. So get the fuck away. Do not make camp upon toxic environments, you will get sick. You will get physically sick. So, if you are dealing with this emotion and you are struggling with it and you would like to talk with me about it, then absolutely, let's reach out and book a one-on-one Zoom. Otherwise, I'm going to strongly recommend that you sit in meditation and you sit with and have a conversation with that part of you that has feelings of hatred bubbling up. I hate what they did to me. Yes. What they did to you, it is justifiable to hate. It is 100% justifiable to feel a sense of disgust if you've been abused, if you have been raped, if you have been sexually assaulted, if you have been manipulated, if you have been mind fucked through gaslighting and a whole bunch of other stuff. It is 100% acceptable and okay to feel that way. I understand, and I'm going to give you compassion and love for what they did to you. I understand why you feel the way you do. Then the next comes up. I hate myself for this habit that I have. I love and understand and accept that you feel that way towards your own behaviors. I'm going to forgive you for reaching out for tools outside of yourself to help you cope in a situation you had no other tools to cope with. I understand. I appreciate you were trying to soothe me. You were trying to help me find comfort and compassion in a world that seemed cold and neglectful. I understand that that donut offered that, or that cigarette offered that, or the sex offered that. I'm going to forgive myself. The next one comes up, and the next one comes up. Sit and understand. Make a hate list today if you need to. What are all the things you hate? And sit with each of those and and have a conversation with yourself. Get outside, ground, clear your energy. You know, the more we show ourselves love and affection and soothing and comfort and understanding, most of these shadow aspects of selves just want to be heard, just want to be seen. So hear them, see them, love them, soothe them. Come, do some, just gentle movement. Do what your body wants to do to help move, because when we have emotions trapped in us, sometimes it helps to move. And so if this energy is trapped in your chest, just do some gentle, free-flowing movement and allow it to flow through you. I clear, and fill myself with love. I fill myself with love. I fill myself with love. Even all the less than desirable and shadow aspects of self within me, I give them love. So one more time, I fully love and accept myself, even with this hate, or something along those lines. Come up with, I think the one I had better before was better, but you get the point. I am sending you all of my love, even all those distasteful, disgusting, gross, icky parts of you. I love you all, and you can transmute this. The problem, and I want to say a big warning, that the self-hatred slope is a very dangerous one, because if you get too far down, you might start thinking that there is 0 point to life. And that is not the answer. That is not the answer. We are not going to succumb to that. If necessary, you get a blanket, you go lie down, and you just breathe. If you need to be in bed and just breathe through this and process through it, through dreamscape, and you're feeling exhausted and you're feeling overwhelmed, all of those emotions are reasonable and fair. You are doing massive warrior work when you sit in the conversation with your shadow aspects of self. Thank you very much for all the likes, the shares, and the subscriptions that I have gotten as of late. I greatly appreciate it. The donations that are coming in. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. And peace out.